Good morning, millennials.
Welcome back to The Toast and happy Tuesday. And speaking of Jews, speaking of brews
news, Zach Brew is here. He wants to work today, he said. He said he wants to put a little pizzazz on the show. I said, Bruno, anytime you have something to say, you are most welcome to join us.
It's a gorgeous day for Brunello to be here. It's a gorgeous day for you to be here. It's a gorgeous day for me to be here. We've got business to attend to.
Per usual. However, what business do you refer to?
The toast?
Oh, okay. It sounded like, yesterday you could say, like, we have business. Like,
no, I have some things I'd like to discuss.
Okay.
I imagine we'll be talking about Travis Kelce's most recent podcast interview, which is just making waves in the podcasting universe.
Yes.
I'm all caught up on the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Ooh.
And let me tell you, it's explosive. And let me tell you, everyone wants to know, like, Claudia, what are your thoughts on it got violent. And, that's kind of like where I draw the line with Housewives. Like, it's really not necessary. And of course, like, everybody's dissecting it, like who instigated, who provoked, whatever. For me, like, I'm so stuck on Jackie Goldschneider. Like, I can't. And I'll give my thoughts. Like, sorry, I'm Team Danielle, and I feel like that's not popular. Jen Aiden put her hands on Danielle first. Yes, Danielle was being nutty and getting in her face. Jen Aiden put her hands on Danielle first.
I'll watch it for myself to see, but I just want to say I'm always against violence, like, period. Violence is not the answer. Mm-hmm. But I do feel like sometimes we're a little subjective. Like, when Marge pushed, what was that guy's name?
Your husband's in the pool.
Your husband's in the pool. Like,
Marty, I think his name was.
Okay, that's what I was going to say too, so I think it's right. I was not against it.
Oh, that's funny. I wouldn't consider that violence, especially
it's putting your hands on someone in a forceful manner.
I think, like, compared to, like, what happened on Real Housewives of New Jersey this week,
okay,
where Danielle literally took a glass and smashed it upside Jen Aiden's head after Jen Aiden pushed her. No, your husband's in the pool is very different.
I'm just saying, like, but typically, like, when Teresa pulled the hair or told Danielle to pull the hair, and Monique and Candace, like, no.
Yeah. So there's a lot of dynamics at play in the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and the obvious one is the one with the violence. But, like, for me, I think it's so much more interesting what's going on with Jackie Goldschneider. Like, it should seriously be studied for, like,
you
loserness.
Should study it.
I am. It's the loseriest thing that's really maybe ever occurred. Like, she's so transparent and, like, it's really crazy. So I'm actually really enjoying the season, and I do believe them when they say that, like, the end of the season gets so explosive, and I think there's, like, this major blow up at the final party where they all can't be in the same room, and I think it has nothing to do with Teresa and Melissa, which is crazy enough. Like, they just don't speak. They're just sort of, like, coexisting, two ships passing in the night.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's what I did yesterday, in addition to shopping for looks for our live show. Yeah, that's right. Jackie and I are playing 2 sold-out shows this week at the Beacon Theater, and I had nothing to wear.
Casual.
I had done shop up. I did everything, and I was left with nothing. I was left with one dress that was, like, meh. So I said yesterday, okay, I'll go to Saks. I'll go. And I went without a bra, and I can't really tell you why I did that. I wasn't wearing a bra in my outfit, like, to the toast, because I was wearing this, like, unitard that, like, holds you in. And I went home and I was like, should I get a bra? And I didn't. And when I tell you, like, it ruined the entire experience.
I didn't realize. I thought maybe you just didn't have the right bra with you, like, which would have been a strapless, because everything you were showing, you're like, imagine it with a bra or whatever. No, and you went there intentionally to shop for dresses. Like, you should have also brought shapewear and heels and had your hair and makeup done. So the fact that you couldn't even muster up a bra, you're not a serious shopper.
No, and I hit, like, an actual low point in one of the dressing rooms. It was almost 90 degrees yesterday. I was so hot. I was so disheartened, and I was so tired. And I hadn't had a really, like, discouraging shopping day like that in a while. I was probably due for one. And I just was, like, so hot, so Ms. And I was almost going to give up. Like, I was just taking pictures in these dresses and, like, just trying to, like, do mental gymnastics to make them work. And on my way out, I was kind of resurrected. I was saved, if you will. 2 words, Laquan Smith.
Which dress was that?
Both, the 2 that I got.
Oh.
I love Laquan Smith, sir. I am a huge fan of your work. Like, saving me in my time of need. Like, I will forever be endeared to Laquan himself.
That's exciting. I got a big delivery yesterday with options, and I think like half of them worked. So I'm in a pretty good spot.
We are covered for the first week of shows.
Oh, yeah. But I'm trying to like cover myself for most of the summer. And I probably will get like 1 or 2 more dresses, but I have backup dresses that it's like, I'm not the most excited to wear these, but if I had to, it would be fine.
Yeah. So just don't like come looking for us when it comes to fashion looks, because we are now, I can say this confidently, we're going to be stunting on these hoes at the Beacon Theater this week. You can wear whatever you want to our shows. I've been seeing a lot of people asking that. Like, should I wear my Toast merch? Should I get dressed up? Do whatever you want. Just know, like, we are going to be slaying the house down boots.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big occasion. We have to dress for the occasion.
We do. But you can wear your Toast merch comfortably, and I think a lot of people will be.
It's a girly swirlies night out, open to interpretation.
Exactly. Open to, the dress code is up to interpretation.
And like, as long as you're wearing Toast merch, like you can't just like come in sweats. That's not merch. But if you want to,
and you certainly can't come in somebody else's merch.
No. If you want to be cozy, it's Toast merch, or we're dressing to the nines. There is no in between.
So kind of after this episode comes out, like once you guys are listening to this, like it's all beginning. Our swirly summer is kind of like here,
kicking off. Yeah. Well, we'll be in studio tomorrow too.
No, but we will be in studio.
Yeah.
Like, the Toast as you know it this year is about to change.
Yes, swirly summer commences tomorrow. So this, I guess, is the last day of non-swirly summer.
Right. Let's acknowledge that.
Acknowledge the space. You know what? It's been pretty swirly, not going to lie.
The thing is, the swirly vibes just sort of radiate throughout, even when we're not even trying. So
someone said something interestingly recently, which I 100% agree with. Swirly is the new steeny.
Yes.
Like a descriptor for things that are very us.
That are steeny.
They are swirly.
I like that.
Me too. It feels right. After 6 years of doing the show, like for the word to evolve, I'm here for it.
Steeny kind of went through a rebrand.
Yeah, we just like said it less and less, not for any reason, and now we're the swirls. Like we used to be the steens.
I love that.
And if like you met someone who had like toasty energy, they had steeny vibes. Like now you can tell they're a swirly.
They have swirly energy. Another thing I did last night was I watched some of the Olympic trials, loved seeing people's like dreams come true. There were a couple of people whose dreams didn't come true, which is like not the best, most like exciting thing to watch. But I have officially started my like Olympic era. Cause like I said, it's swirly girl summer. A huge part of my life this summer is going to be the Olympics.
And part of being a swirly is being very patriotic. And I feel like the Olympics are a great way to flex your patriotism.
Swirlies are patriots.
Right?
1,000%. Speaking of Olympics, are you seeing all the drama with the Duty River?
No.
So in Paris, they have this river called the Seine. So, yeah, whatever.
The Seine?
I think it's the Seine.
Sheen?
The Shein. And it's their equivalent of the East River. It's like disgusting.
Yuck.
Like people throw trash in there. Nobody swims in it. It's like brown. You can't even see through the water.
But you know, the East River, is the Seine a natural body of water? Or is it man-made?
Or is it just like I don't know.
The Erie
East
Canal.
River connects to the Atlantic Ocean.
The East River is a real thing. That's why the pioneers really liked New York, because it was surrounded by water. I didn't really know that until I watched Ken Burns' New York documentary, and I was like, oh, the East River is real.
Yeah, it's like a legitimate port of entry for like a lot of people and a lot of things.
It's a real God-made body of water.
I don't know if the Seine connects to anything, but it is going to be the body of water that they use for a lot of water sports in the Olympics. They're like really excited about it. And people were like, excusez-moi, like you can't have these, boats
Rowers.
and swimmers like just in this duty water. That's like not safe. And the Olympic Committee was like, no, don't worry. We are, after years, we're cleaning up the Seine. It's going to be this like whole initiative. And the Olympics are upon us, and people like are looking at the Seine and it looks exactly the same. And the Olympic Committee is basically saying, like, no, trust us, we cleaned it. I think it was like today or yesterday. They're like, July 25th, we're actually gonna have members of the Olympic Committee drink the water on camera to like prove that it's okay. So all these people in Paris, oh, by the way, it is a natural body of water, because all these people all around the country have started to plot to take a shit in the Seine. And they're like, well, and you can go on this website, and depending on where you live, they'll tell you what time to take a shit so that it'll arrive at the Seine by because they don't believe that it's been cleaned properly, and they don't want the Olympians to be forced to get in that water.
Even if it's been cleaned properly, like you're now defacing it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I love holding them accountable because, like, no, you can't swim in a duty river or row, and people shouldn't have to do stuff there. And also just, like, clean up your rivers. But actively making them gross kind of counteracts the original point.
Yeah, I believe it's a form of protest that I personally don't understand.
No, I understand it, but I just think it's gone too far where it's like you're actually doing the thing that you're protesting against.
Yeah.
I just saw something else that was like that. Some environmentalists were doing something like in
to King Charles's portrait?
No. Like in homage to the environment, they're trying to save the environment. Oh, they were spray painting Stonehenge.
Disgraceful.
Like thousands-year-old, that's a piece of like nature, and you're defacing it in the name of
nature.
Like what? You lost the plot, my friend.
Totally. I saw that too. So that's just sort of like what's going on in Paris.
Okay, well, good luck to the River Seine.
Sorry, that's sort of what's going on in Paris, asterisk, Turdy's least favorite city.
Or asterisk, that's what's going on in Paris, asterisk, Turdy's edition.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of sports, Stanley Cup last night, Game 7. They made it all the way to Game 7. I'm telling you guys, it's just about the advertisers.
100%.
Because the Panthers had won the first 3 games. Then on the 4th game, it was like, will there even be a 5th game? That's what I had tickets to, and it was very nerve-wracking. But thankfully, they lost the 4th game, and I knew they would because the advertisers are not going to miss. They're not going to give it up in 4 games when they could have 7 games. They took this thing all the way. 3 games to the Panthers, 3 games to the Oilers. Last night, Game 7 here, and the Panthers won. And I actually really do believe that the other games were staged because what I saw at Game 5, like, was terrible hockey. And that is not a Stanley Cup winning team. So I didn't watch the game last night. Zach was giving me updates. But I imagine they played beautiful hockey because they were in it to win it.
So what you're saying is Florida. That's what you're saying?
One hell of a drug. Yeah, and I'm feeling Florida proud. Go Cats, baby.
Cats? I thought it was the Panthers.
It is, but a panther is a type of cat. So colloquially, we say go Cats.
We say go Cats. Okay.
Rare.
I'm happy for you. Nothing like Florida pride, you know?
It's major. It's Stanley Cup. Move to Florida. Win the Stanley Cup. You know what's funny? When I listen to TTBD, which is often, I start on Tortured Poets Department song. I skip Fortnite every time.
Why?
Adalac Fortnite.
Oh, well, I'm currently having a renaissance with the latter half of the album, very much like in my Peter the Bolter Robin era. So that's just where I start. Like I scroll down about halfway and start there. But I also I'm loving a shuffle moment.
Oh, you've reached the age of shuffle? I still need to listen to the album the way Taylor intended because I haven't like absorbed everything yet. You know, I haven't graduated to be able to just enjoy the songs passively. I'm still in the education phase.
So I know we are going to be talking about Travis Kelce on that podcast. Is that our only tailored story?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's right. I think that feels right.
And we'll just like any tailored happenings from the past 24 hours, like feel free to shove them in there.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to make sure because, and I wanted to prepare everyone because there are people like crazily who don't want to talk about this. Not a lot, but I want them to know there are 4 other stories.
Yeah, no, but that was major news, the Travis on the podcast.
Yeah, I enjoyed that immensely.
What's that song? I'm so glad my Travi made it to the big game.
One step closer to Kelce being my last name.
Did he play by Brock Turdy?
And if I know they don't want to hurt me.
So good.
I love that song.
I need you to send me that song.
I will. I'll download the TikTok and send it to you.
No, but like I want the MP3 file.
Oh, I don't have that. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube.
I also need to lodge a complaint against AI.
Okay.
A number of times, I am just like using AI to my gain now. Like, sure, it'll ruin civilization, but like, let me have a good time along the way.
If you can't beat them.
So here's my question, because a number of times I've went to use AI for just small things. Like I wanted to post a cute picture of my outfit, but my bathroom was really messy. So I want to be like, AI, clean my bathroom.
I know what you're about to say.
So I go to ChatGPT, which is always my first step because it's like the one that I made an account with. And the last few requests I've made of ChatGPT, they're like, we don't have the capability. Now, do I need to upgrade? Just let me know. Do I need to pay more? Because like I will. I don't want to subscribe to a million different places. And then there was another AI request that I had that ChatGPT could also not fulfill. I wound up when I was making the mock-ups for Stranberries so that Ben could see my vision.
Are most of the issues that you're having with ChatGPT like image related?
Yes.
I do believe there are certain programs that are like more image focused. I think ChatGPT is very like knowledge focused.
I think
like
also
facts.
the basic subscription I'm on is pretty much like text. Also, another thing I asked ChatGPT to do was to transcribe a piece of audio. It was 1.5 minutes. Just put it to text. Couldn't do it.
That's like really smart use of.
Yeah. I was for some of content I was creating that was extremely original and violent, and I had to use Siri. Yikes.
Ew.
I know.
Wait, also, I thought what you were going to say is this new Instagram update. Have you seen that?
What?
If you post a picture in feed that uses AI, like under your username where like there would be a notification or like paid partnership.
Made by AI.
It says made with AI. And then James Charles made a TikTok just being like, I like photoshopped some people outside the back of my pictures and it came up like made with AI. Like it's not foolproof.
No,
I think
it's not perfect, but I think it's good. Like, okay, so James Charles, like you're called out, whatever. And also that's good to know. I didn't get a perfect picture at Disneyland with no one in the background.
No, I mean, I could have used that feature when I saw the picture of the Pope wearing the puffer vest.
Right. I think overall it's good when things are made by AI. Just to say, like, for there to be a disclaimer made with AI, I think that's good.
I believe we said on this show that needs to be done on Instagram. I think we like literally asked for this.
And I think it's a very good solution.
I saw Kylie posted a picture promoting Kai, and it had one of the made with AI things.
Wait.
I wonder if she deleted it. It was like kind of embarrassing. Like,
what do you
they
think
don't tell
she
you
did?
that they're going to put it up. Let me see. By the way, the photo is re-uploaded now without that thing.
Which picture?
Oh, no.
Here.
Yeah. On the couch.
Oh,
made
also
with
just
AI.
the girl standing on the porch made with AI. Oh my God, I wonder if this whole like photo shoot was taken on a green screen and they made it look like woodsy. I
do want to say, like, I think this is a huge step in just learning to live with AI. We're not going to combat it. We're not going to get rid of it, but we need to learn to live with it. And I think that this is actually like something fabulous that Instagram did. I don't know if I've ever uttered those words, and I encourage all other platforms to do the same.
Yeah. Also, I feel like maybe she took these pictures in a studio and then put them on a background.
Or she asked AI, like, hey, can you put Kylie Jenner in a field?
Oh, she went no, I think she posed in her.
Because she needs the dress.
Yeah. But good to know. Like, and that's just good to know as a people. It's like, oh, okay. Even she's tinkering.
I agree. I like it.
I like it. And sorry to James Charles.
Yeah. But that's how I found out because I saw this Kylie thing. I'm like, what is that? And then James Charles was explaining how he got that tag too. And I just need to be careful is what I'm saying. You know, like does Facetune, is that considered AI?
No, but Facetune like does have AI capabilities. So I think if you wade into those.
Right. Like I just need to be careful.
Face app is AI, no?
I don't know. I don't use that. I would never heard. What is the Face app?
I think
I've
Face
never heard
app
of that.
is AI. If you guys use it, just warning you.
Yeah, if you guys use it.
Yeah, I haven't used it in a minute. Not since this feature came out, and now I won't.
Yeah, I haven't used it in like 24 hours.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Well, you better not get made with AI on our stuff.
Like, even if I did, I mean, my literal Instagram bio is Facetune fan page. I have long been an advocate of just like owning your Photoshops. Oh my God, I'm so glad we're talking about this. I saw, who's like a big Facetune girly? And somebody on TikTok like was putting together all of her like recent, like very obvious Facetune moments.
Who?
Sabrina Carpenter. They were like, is anybody else following along Sabrina Carpenter's like Facetune journey? She mostly like snatches her waist and brings her ass out like to give her that sort of like hourglass figure. And she's not like the best at it, but it was so relatable.
I loved that.
Same. I have long been an advocate of just like, yeah, do it, but just like own it, and that's fine.
It's so funny because it used to be like you're trying to attain this body that's not relatable. But now it's like if you do it, that actually makes you relatable.
And like just as a disclaimer, like I want everyone to know, like most photos you see of me on the internet like have been tweaked. My stories are raw. Like I'm not, I'm putting like obviously one of the Instagram filters on. I'm a human being, but like
no, I think if you get to a place where you're face tuning your stories, you've lost the plot.
I completely agree.
Like they inspire in 24 hours. Don't sweat it. Have fun.
It's not that deep.
Yeah, the grid is like forever. So you just want things looking right. But these days, people can spot it from a mile away. It's actually not worth it.
Unless you're like me and just like owning it, Like,
yeah, but do you actually Facetune all of your pictures that you post of yourself to the grid?
No, actually, I barely Facetune anymore. But it's like
I mean, I like to know that it's in my back pocket if something's really awry, but like I don't post that much, so it's like if I'm not loving a photo, I just wouldn't post it. Period.
Yeah, I pretty
point
much
in my life.
As much as I like cloud on it, I actually don't use Facetune anymore at all. Especially on my body, I haven't like edited my body. More often than not, I'll use the Face app to like, make my face like a little smoother. They make you like make your eyes a little whiter and brighter, like shit like that.
They like add eyeshadow. Like I don't know how to do my eye makeup, so I use Face app.
Yeah, I actually don't edit my body like at all.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. But I know it's like, it's fun.
It's like a part of my shtick.
Yeah.
I know, and there was a time in my life where like seriously no photo of myself went on the internet without like 3 hours of sweat equity being put into Facetune.
We used to like pass the phone around and everyone would their edits.
And seriously, like every now and then like somebody would post like one of the edits, like a version of the photo that like was pre like round 11 of the edit. And seriously, like mortifying.
But yeah, I think everyone's kind of chilled out with that. Maybe that's like just the times, or maybe it's a sign of like, growing up, just being confident in who you are.
Yeah, it's true. No, I need to like stop saying that shit because I actually don't do it like at all anymore. Just my face, like a little, nip tuck.
Just a little makeup.
Yeah,
you can see
like it adds a contour. Yeah.
For me, it like thickens my eyebrows a little bit. Like gives them a little more definition.
I love that.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Like that's fine. Okay.
It's completely fine.
And whatever you do is fine. Just don't get caught.
We've got a great show today. I'm so excited to talk about this Travis podcast interview. Like kicking my feet, like giggling and swirling when I was watching it, just truly giddy.
Okay, well, let's get into it and the Fast 5 stories that you need to know.
And the Fast 5 stories that you need to know are brought to you by GNC. GLP-1 medications are taking the world by storm, helping many people, like myself, transform our lives through weight loss. But all the possible side effects can be a major obstacle for success, and that's why GNC is here with support for the journey, offering high-quality nutritional solutions and lifestyle advice to help people through those issues and reach their weight loss goals. So one of the biggest reasons people stop taking GLP-1 for weight loss is some of the gastrointestinal side effects. Regularity sort of goes out the window if you don't stay on top of, because that's just like a very common side effect. So gut health plays an important role in your immunity, and sabotaging your G1 while stacking on other GLP-1 side effects can have real health consequences. So you can nourish your gut with probiotics, and these supplements provide your body with good bacteria that support a healthy gut microbiome and immune health. So don't just get side effect support, do something for your overall health with a high quality probiotic from GNC. And know that you're getting a tried and true formula for results and not just some fruit snack, because a lot of them actually do taste pretty good. So take Supergut, for example, a great probiotic that's trending not just for flavor, but because it quiets hunger naturally. It's a really good one. And GNC is also just a great place to shop if you are on this GLP-1 journey. Hunger satisfying snacks, protein shakes, bars, liquid IV, hydration supplements. So for probiotics you can trust, go to GNC and score 25% off hunger satisfying snacks from GNC Total Lean when you use our promo code TOAST25 at gnc.com/toast. That's code TOAST25 at gnc.com/toast. Today's episode is also brought to you by BetterHelp. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring today's episode. When life goes so fast, it's important to take a moment to celebrate your wins and to make adjustments for the rest of the year. Therapy can help you take stock of your progress and set achievable goals for the next 6 months. So, anyone who's ever done therapy knows how much it can, benefit your life. And if you've been thinking about starting therapy or you kind of feel like it's intimidating and you don't know where to start, perhaps this is a sign for you to try BetterHelp. BetterHelp is done entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. How it works is that you'll fill out a brief questionnaire and you'll get matched with a licensed therapist. The best part of BetterHelp is that you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. So if you end up getting matched with someone, it's just not like a good personality match. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just not the right fit because therapy is so personal. You can switch and there's no like awkwardness. You don't have to like call the office and cancel. It's just fabulous. Also, what's great about BetterHelp is that because it's done entirely online, you can speak with your therapist in whatever like for mode of communication makes you feel most comfortable. So you can video chat, you can phone call, you can text, whatever, is making you feel most comfortable. So take a moment and visit betterhelp.com/toast today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/toast, betterhelp.com/TOAST. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring today's episode. Today's episode is also brought to you by Macy's. So if you are in the process of making a registry for your wedding, first of all, congratulations. Such an exciting, but let's be honest, low-key stressful time. And with wedding season kind of upon us, you really need to like get on top of that. Macy's simplifies the process of receiving gifts tailored to your preferences. There's so many reasons why Macy's is such a great place to be registered. I mean, could they sell more of everything? They've got you covered from top to bottom: luggage, clothing, kitchenware. But you're also going to get a 10 to 20% newlywed discount. You're going to get 90-day return policy. And if you head over to Macy's.com/registry, you will be able to learn all about the process. Navigating through the details of planning a wedding can be overwhelming. So amidst the whirlwind of decisions and arrangements, one thing that can bring you a sense of reassurance is the Macy's Wedding Registry. With Macy's, you'll be confident that you'll find the perfect gifts. I also think it makes it really easy for your wedding guests to get you a gift because, like I said, Macy's has everything. You don't have to be registered at like multiple. What most people would do at like 3 stores, you can just do at Macy's. Like they really have everything. They, especially have everything that you might need to start your married life. So your friends and family will help you on your journey, fill your home with love and cherished memories. So it's just a really great resource, easy, streamlined, and then you get that newlywed discount and the 90-day return policy. So if you are a bride, first of all, congrats. Second of all, take one thing off your plate, head over to Macy's.com/registry. Top to bottom, you'll be so glad you did it, and it won't take that long, and then you'll have all these fabulous benefits, and of course, all the gifts that your loved ones can get you in celebration of your special time. So Macy's.com/registry.
Thank you, Turt.
You're welcome, Bert.
Really, Bert.
Really, Bert.
So, big news of the day. Travis Kelce went on a podcast called Bussin' with the Boys.
And they were literally on a bus.
They were on a bus. I think that's the premise of the podcast, which I'm not familiar with the podcast, so the hosts did a lovely job. I think it was a wide-ranging podcast. Obviously, they've got the sports focus, but all in all, we got 10 minutes of tailored talk.
Yes, I would like to thank the person on Twitter who did like a supercut of all the minutes that they spoke about Taylor and just put it together in one 10-minute video, so I didn't have to watch 60 minutes for the 10 that I really required.
Right.
And I want to say shout out to these guys. I think they were really excited to have Travis on. I guess Travis is a fan of their podcast and like this was their interview with him. And I thought they did a good job of like obviously asking questions about Taylor. But as we've spoken about many times, like it is a delicate balance and you don't want to get to a place where you're asking really dumb fucking questions, which has happened to Travis, recently. So I thought they did an amazing job. It was like so frustrating because I'm like, imagine a podcaster, like obviously I think of myself, like imagine we get the opportunity to talk to Travis about Taylor for 10 minutes. Like the questions I would ask would be so fucking different. And like, because this was a sportscast, it was just like a general lack of like, deep knowledge, but I'm being nitpicky.
That's what made it better, and like that's why Travis was sitting for this interview. And I think because they asked all the right questions about him and sports, I'm assuming like it makes it okay to talk about tailored versus him coming on the shows to talk only about tailored.
Yeah, they asked because I guess like a game that they do is like tier 3 where you like rank your 3 favorite whatever. And for this game, for this episode, they obviously did Taylor songs, and Travis's number 1 song was
Blank Space.
2 was Cruel Summer, and then he was like, they were saying how that song is so good, and he was like so proud to share this like fact that he knew, which was that, did you guys know, he said to the other host, that song's like not new. It's actually like a couple of years old from like an old album. He didn't know which album, lover. And it had like a resurgence last summer, and it's like just kind of making these historic records, even though it's like a song that's 5 years old. And they were like, oh wow, I didn't know that. Like, love that.
No, they were all so funny, like talking about her music. And it's funny to hear from their POV because like we're so deep in it, you know? Like they've never heard Peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then his number 3 song was So High School, which they all were like, haha, yeah.
And then the middle host, who was wearing the red hat, who has a daughter, I think.
Rue. Shout out to Rue.
Shout out to Rue, and he was saying how one of the songs that they sing, Rue, like, and his top 3 was such a random song, and I was like, I loved that it wasn't just, you know, the classics, Blank Space. His number 2 was Sweet Nothing, which is like, it's a lullaby, and I guess they sang it to his daughter, and it was so cute. I was like gonna cry.
It was so cute. His number 1 was
Blank Space.
Blank Space also, and then his number 3 was Karma. So this is where it got good, because he said Rue loves to listen to Karma in the car, and then Travis was like, do you know who Karma is? And like, I didn't get it at first.
No, it was such a, like, there was such a miscommunication watching it. Like, I wanted to shake the screen. I wanted to shake everyone. Because Travis was obviously making like a joke. Who's Karma? Karma is the guy on the Chiefs. He was just kind of referencing like in a very cutesy way. But the guy didn't understand that. And
I didn't understand it. I thought it was like, I'm like,
I got it.
Scooter?
Travis, he thought Travis was asking him, who's that song about? So then it went into who's the song about? And the other guy goes, Gyllenhaal, right? And I was like, oh my God, they're talking about Jake Gyllenhaal. I seriously was like, so grateful for the miscommunication.
No, literally gonna pass
And Travis
away.
was like, oh, I didn't actually want to, that's not where I was going. And he just like ended up in this conversation about Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, and then they were like, yeah, because it was guy on the screen, and now it's guy on the Chiefs. He's like, yeah, I'm the guy on the screen now. Like, it was seriously beautiful and painful.
It was painful, but I was ultimately grateful for the experience.
The result was a wonderful result. Chilling.
You're right. Hearing these like older men talk about like their Taylor Swift songs, like when that other host said like...
The third ones was the most interesting.
Our
He's
song...
stuck on Debut.
Yeah, right. He kind of is like stuck in 2011.
His number 3 was Our Song. His number
and he was talking
2,
about...
Oh, driving in his like friend who's a girl. He made that clear. Like she's still like literally 30 years later, she's still in the friend zone. Like Holly, it's never fucking happening for you. Like go back to
like Holly, move on. And how like that song just was like the soundtrack to that time in his life. It was very sweet.
Very sweet. Then number 2 was Love Story. And then he's talking about like what's so great is how she's brought this old story of the Montagues. And the Capulets. Like seriously, hearing people break down her music who aren't like so deep in it, there was something so beautiful and pure about it.
Refreshing. Like, pure. Exactly.
We do lose the Shakespearean element when we talk about Love Story these days. We do.
No, he's right. And like she's out here teaching a whole generation of young women about this, you know, great piece of literature.
Right. Romeo and Juliet. Oh my God. I just thought his explanation was seriously so pure. And then his number 1 is Tim McGraw, her first single.
Yeah, he definitely was like in his debut era while he was filming this podcast.
Yeah. So hopefully Travis told him when debut TV is dropping, because that guy needs it more than anyone.
More than any of us. Yeah. And actually, it's so funny. People are waiting like so desperately for Reputation. I don't think a lot of people are like waiting with bated breath for the debut. It's not like a very highly anticipated re-release, except for this guy.
This guy, he's still here waiting for Tim McGraw.
They also talked, I thought Travis was so respectful, like obviously of Taylor, but more so when he was just kind of asked like if there was any downside to like this level of fame. And we all know that there is. Like people go through your trash, like people are insane. And they were asking him like if, you know, this immediate sort of catapult to this new stratosphere has any downsides, like privacy wise. And he like wouldn't say anything bad. Like he was just like, he almost did. He was like, well, you know, people come to the house, but like, who cares? Like he really, I think, didn't want to put anything negative out there that's come into his life from his relationship with Taylor, even though I'm sure that's just life. I thought he was so respectful, and he was so open to like being proud of his girlfriend publicly, and like kind of not like being like just supportive. I think a lot of like men find that not intimidating, but something they wouldn't do, you know, especially on a podcast with guys. We're talking about sports. Like he was just so like giddy, and I was watching it like seriously kicking my feet. I thought it was the cutest thing ever. Like I am like all I do is think about these two. It's like really unhealthy. I need to seriously do something else. I fell asleep last night thinking about them. I'm seriously obsessed with them. And I just can't believe he was on stage. Like, I'm sorry. I can't.
This was probably recorded before London, yeah, because they would have asked about that.
Yeah.
And because the turnaround time like doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And so they sit on a bus and they're bussing with the boys.
Yeah. No, they're bussing.
They're bussing with the boys.
Yeah. It's cute. Very cute.
Yeah, it is cute. He had a lot of nice things to say about Tay and how she moves with his friends and family and her authenticity and genuine nature.
Like, she's not a diva. Like, she's happy to just walk in places like a normal person. Like,
and like that's how he felt for her.
Yeah. And he did say there was like a period of time where they were seeing each other and nobody knew. I would love like them to just tell us like exactly how it's like. I just kind of need to know.
After rocking the stage at Arrowhead, what
and him going to trying to get backstage.
Yeah, that's like maybe you could come see me rock the stage at Arrowhead. Like when he said that because she came to Kansas City Stadium.
Yeah. But then he went on his podcast and said she wouldn't see him. Like,
right. What happened next?
Until in a biblical sense,
until the Bears game.
I need to know.
I really do need to know.
I also, not to rush anything, like I'm so happy, like when are they getting married? Like I'm ready for them to start a family, like I'm ready for them to grow old together. I'm ready.
I think they'll get engaged soon.
Yeah. I think by the end of the year.
And then like post eras would be like a nice time to be pregnant for her. Not to like pressure her, but
no, also a lot of people took his, time on stage where she's wearing this like white gown and he's wearing a tux as some sort of message, which I sometimes think people are a little crazy, but it's a valid point.
No, literally, she's wearing a wedding dress. He's wearing a tux. Even when I was watching stuff from London, like she's up there doing TTPD in a wedding dress. Like she's ready to get married. That's not.
It's actually so true.
Like I was watching it, I'm like, oh, she's wearing a wedding dress. Like what is she saying? Like it's wedding time.
Yeah.
It's on and popping. She could wear any other dress. Like she's very into symbolism. I'm like, are we all blind? It's a wedding dress.
1000%. Oh, another Taylor adjacent story that we didn't talk about was Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
He went to the show and like tweeted something afterwards that was like really sweet and complimentary, but like very old manish of him. And Taylor responded to his tweet last night. And Taylor doesn't really tweet.
Yeah, she was very excited. She loves him.
Yeah. You just love to see like all important fixtures in British culture sort of putting respect on Taylor's name.
Yeah.
That podcast was amazing. I like need him to do more press like that.
Well, he does his own podcast. Like if you really want to hear him.
Oh yeah. I was actually just watching a clip of his podcast.
He couldn't talk more for a living.
They did a whole, it was very toast coded, this clip. They did a whole segment ranking Disney Channel original movies. And they didn't know the phrase Disney Channel original movies. So they're trying to describe Disney movies that aren't like Frozen or Moana, and they're not in the theaters, but they were on TV when we were a kid. And I was wanting to shake the screen. This must be how people feel when we can't figure something out on the toast. I'm like, it's called a Disney Channel original movie, you guys. And overall, and surprise to nobody, their favorite was Brink, which like wasn't even on our radar. It's like a skateboarding movie.
That's just because they're boys.
Yeah, and they also loved Halloween Town. And Jason Kelce said it's to him like it was a better movie to him than Hocus Pocus, even though Hocus Pocus has the actress from Sex and the City in it.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that what DComs resonated with us, like as little girls.
Yeah.
Resonated with them as little boys.
They did say they liked Smart House and The Luck of the Irish, which are some of my favorites. So we have that in common.
Yeah, that track. I mean, Smart House is pretty gender neutral.
Universal, yeah.
And Luck of the Irish is sporty. Like, I would put that in their column. But that guy who starred in it, like, he was the heartthrob. So it was for the girls, too.
There was a time in my life, and I don't know the actor's name, but the star of the Luck of the Irish Disney Channel original movie, where I would have laid my life out on the line for 30 minutes with him. I would have given it all just to spend some time with him. What's his name?
Ryan Merriman. And that name is familiar. Like, I remember.
Wait, what's the name?
Ryan Merriman. Merryman.
Never, ever.
Oh my God, like
Merryman.
literally looking at pictures of this man, like I'm in a time machine.
Okay, I'm running.
Oh, and he was also in Smart House. They obviously just love his work.
Oh, yeah, we're obviously just like kind of Ryan Merriman stands. Wait, and what is he up to
as are
now?
they.
Wait, he's still so cute, by the way.
I wonder what he's up to. You know who he reminds me of?
Yes, I do.
Danny from the Valley.
Yep,
because he's just like a working actor.
Oh, okay. Ryan Merriman is a big patriot. I'm on his Instagram. I see a million like Veterans Day posts, American flags.
Oh, so he's a swirly.
He's a swirly. He takes a lot of selfies, which is very swirly coded.
I do think that the person who starred in Smart House. Wait, is he doing ads like talking about? Like,
I saw
about,
that too.
Smart House type stuff. That's fucking brilliant.
He's been married since 2014 to Kristen.
He should be the face of Ring.
Ring doorbell?
Yeah, because it's like Smart
Why?
House.
Oh, that's actually an amazing call.
Or like Alexa or whatever.
Yeah, Siri.
Wait, Claudia, he literally did an ad for Samsung Smart Things Home, and it's like core memory unlocked. Finally back in his smart house after all these years.
No, I love that.
Add it to our Toasty Lions Best Brand Partnerships Award. Hold on, I'm starting a list, okay?
Lindsay Hubbard and Kleinfeld.
That's how much I cannot forget this. Okay, Toasty. I need to put all the keywords in it for when I'm searching. Award.
And by the way, in a year from now, we're going to be looking for this list, and it's going to say Ryan Merriman, and we're going to be like,
and then we're going to look it up,
that?
and we're going to be so glad we wrote it down because we're going to be obsessed. Lindsay Hubbard, Kleinfeld. Again. Ryan Merriman.
Samsung Smart House.
Samsung. Oh, this is my new favorite list.
It's a good list.
We can't abuse it, though.
Yeah, no. These two are premium.
Premium.
How did we get here? Oh, Disney Channel original movie.
Yeah.
Happy for them.
I'm happy for you.
I just said happy for them. Like, I don't even know who I'm happy for. I don't know what I'm referring to. That's kind of how I transition sometimes from one story to the next. Happy for them.
Same with me and my song.
And I guess I'm happy if you were to ask me and really push, I'm happy for Ryan Merriman and Lindsay Hubbard.
And I am happy for the Bussin boys.
Me too, actually. I am happy for them.
And for Travis, who seems happy. Like, I do think I would categorize this story as happy for them.
Yeah. Overall, I would say I'm happiest for Tailored.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay, works for me.
Yeah.
Our next story, someone else that we're happy for.
Who?
Mindy Kaling
Oh my God,
quietly
yes.
welcomed her third child that she secretly gave birth to in February. Mindy Kaling celebrated her 45th birthday with the reveal that she privately gave birth to her third child months ago. Mindy Kaling is a mom for the third time. The actress celebrated her birthday by taking to social media and revealing that she had given birth to her third child, a daughter named Anne, in February. She shared a gallery of photos to her Instagram page, with the first featured photo being of her three children, her daughter Catherine, Kit, who's 6, her son Spencer, and baby Anne. The post also includes a photo of Mindy cradling her baby bump and a snap of her in a hospital bed alongside her two older kids.
I mean, this is just proof that, like, famous people actually can keep things private, like, if they wanted to. How cute. I saw this and I was so confused. Like, just, it took me a second to figure out what she was sharing with us. I love this. Of course, the comments were just flooded, like me trying to see if the baby looks like BJ Novak. A lot of people think that her first pregnancy with they're twins, right? The first two?
No.
Well, her first two kids, which she had shared that, like, the sperm, like, it was a non-traditional way, and it was like sort of a sperm donor, and the internet pretty much just like came to the consensus that it was BJ Novak. I mean, it made sense at the time. Like, they're so close. I don't know if they ever had a romantic relationship, but they have this really amazing, like, platonic friendship, and I think a lot of people just assume that, like, that's something you would do for a woman you love, but you don't love like that, you know? And so I guess people would assume, you know, now that she's having another baby, she went back to him for sperm. However, there is like a rumor that those two are no longer friends. And I actually don't think that he's the father of her children.
I don't think so either. Just because you're friends with someone doesn't mean that you give them sperm and then stay anonymous. And would you want to be the father?
You're right. No, and like, so you both just know that, like, this guy who comes to your house for dinner like every couple of months is also your dad, like,
or you don't know, and then like one day you're gonna go finding out, and it's like, oh, it was Uncle BJ, but he
the
never
whole
treated
time
me like a son.
Yeah,
That's like, it's a lot.
It just feels like a situation that would build a lot of resentment.
Yeah, very tangled web.
And now that there are rumors that these two are actually no longer even speaking, that's even more tangled. So I never thought that he was the donor, the anonymous father. But this is just sort of one of those great mysteries. People think that it's somebody we know.
I don't think that it is. But I don't know anything about the situation.
Yeah. I also love that Mindy Kaling, I saw her talk about this once, how she like feels so lucky, obviously, because she's like a person of like immense means, and this is only something like a rich person can do, that she was like really able to like spend X amount of years like solely focusing on her career, like killing it. And then once she like reached a place of comfortability, she was able to like give birth like in her own way, sort of just like, you know, design like the timeline of her life. Mm-hmm. And I just love this woman. Like, they could never make me hate her ever. And I feel like actually a lot of times people are trying to make me hate her.
Oh,
and
for sure.
They seriously try. You will never get me to dislike this woman. I love her. And And I just love this journey for her. You know, everybody comes to motherhood in their own way.
Yeah.
And they do it in their own way. And I love the way she's sharing this with us, but that she got to have this private pregnancy and birth and that she was able to keep it under wraps. I love that.
I do as well. I think this is so nice.
Me too.
Mazel tov.
I just love her.
The happy family.
Totally.
And our next story is actually a perfect segue, Mazel Tov, happy family news, because pregnant Hailey Bieber dressed up her bump in a tan dress and matching blazer at a Rhode pop-up event. So the Hailey Bieber pregnancy fashion era has commenced. She has a Rhode pop-up event, which, you know what, I understand saving it for this, because now I'm like Rhode pop-up.
Right.
By the way, I love Rhode. I don't know if I've said that recently.
You haven't, but I'm glad you brought it up. I'm wearing it today.
I have a face full of Rhode on. I'm wearing their glazing milk. I'm wearing the cream as well. I'm wearing the new blush sticks that I got. I always have a peptide lip, but you know, who doesn't? And I use their face wash every night, the pineapple one.
I completely
I'm just a
agree.
Rhode swirly.
And I've always really liked their skincare stuff. I think it's just really simple and like good. But now that she's venturing into makeup, the way I need more products, and I think that their products are so good because they don't launch a million things. They take their time. She was like Strawberry Girl makeup. It's been a very long sort of launch. They're very intentional. They're not like launching a million things. And that's why it's so good. But like the way I need more because the blush is like seriously one of the best blushes I've ever used.
No, I love that blush stick. I use Piggy, which like hurts my feelings, but I still like it.
Same. Same.
And I like that she's like coming at makeup like from the lens of skincare. And I also think just like now being pregnant and then a new mama, like she's gonna like focus, like her stuff's not made of crap.
Yep. No, it's very simple. It's actually a really popular brand amongst people with acne because it's so simple. It's very clean. It's like fragrance free, I think.
I've just been really enjoying it. So this wasn't, meant to go down that path, but just to say I heart Rhode and
Agreed.
I heart her pregnancy style. I mean, we did talk a little bit about like how we are excited for this.
But we haven't gotten much, which is
Right.
why we haven't spoken about it really probably since she announced her pregnancy.
Right. And it's just out of the gate, gorgeous.
Yeah. I mean, what else did we expect?
No, not much. But I think it's just like a great, example for women. Like, just because you're pregnant, like, you can still
be
slay
stylin'
the house
wildin'.
down boots.
Yeah. I just love Hailey Bieber. Like over the years, like I just love her.
Oh, and Claudia.
I'm feeling so positive today.
Claudia, guess who her dress is by?
Kai?
Laquan Smith.
You're lying.
No.
Like we are so similar.
It's what's that
insane.
effect when you see one thing one time and now it's everywhere because it's happening to me a lot.
I don't know what the effect is called. I don't know if it actually has a name, which is crazy because they give a name to fucking everything these days.
Right.
But I don't know if that phenomena, like there's a verb for it, but I agree.
It's been happening to me so much.
With what else?
I don't know. I was just trying to think.
Yeah, it's just like you never heard of this person or this thing, and then all of a sudden you see it everywhere.
Oh, like sometimes an ingredient, like einkorn. I keep seeing that. Never heard of it until last week. Now I've seen it 3 times.
That's crazy.
Also, 2 things. Two different thoughts. One, I feel like it might be happening to people now because our phones are listening to us, and so they hear that word one time or that concept, and now you get targeted for it. So that could be like why it feels like it's happening more.
Right. It's not fate. It's Mark Zuckerberg.
Right. But I also think it's part of the theory and like the Einstein theory of relativity for sure.
Totally.
Oh, and 2, so random, but when you were talking about cleaning up the Paris River, I'd actually just seen like one of those like old history posts of in like the 1950s, they drained the canals in Venice to clean them. They hadn't been cleaned in like hundreds of years. It was like this huge project that the whole city, it was like they were so proud of it. It was like, the way that it was all planned and really incredible, like a feat in engineering. And they cleaned the canals and then they put the water back in and we resumed life. They need to do that for the River Seine.
But you can't drain a river. That's the thing. That's what we were saying. It's like it's an official real body of water. It's not a pool. Like a canal you can drain and clean. And the fact that it took them so long with a man-made thing is actually disgraceful. Like you can't clean the Seine.
You can't clean the Seine.
Like you can't drain it and mop the floor.
I guess that's true. But I guess you actually could if you put like a dam and block off both sides.
You drain the water, then you kill every living organism.
I guess there's not fish in the Venice canals.
No, it's like you said, it's a pool.
Yeah.
what they, I think, were trying to do was like, you pick up all the trash, and then if you give it time, like they're like
it will
oceans
regenerate.
and rivers are living organisms, right? They're actually only dirty because of human error and man-made issues. So if you clean up all the trash and whatever, it should, in weeks, months' time, restart itself,
No,
right?
but people could still be throwing in trash. What they would have to do is build really big walls along both sides of the river for like years. Keep those walls up and let it regenerate.
Or they just have the
Olympics.
Competitions elsewhere.
Right. Keep your shit river.
Yeah. Exactly.
And let's row somewhere else.
Correct.
Yeah, that's messed up stuff. Like if I'm a rower, I feel like every Olympics, like some sport gets shafted. Like whether it's the temperature or the ice the snow isn't real. Like
fake
the skiers
snow
are fucked. The rowers, that coxswain getting splashed in the face with the dirty water.
With duty water.
Prayers up for the coxswains.
Also, there was more Olympic news. Another, like, it happens every year. And we have the same conversation. Like, why is it always the Olympians, like, begging for basic human rights? I guess in the Olympic Village, there's no air conditioning. And it's like a really big problem. America is actually bringing their own air conditioning to France for their Olympians, which is like seriously in the theme of being swirly and patriotic, like proud to be an American.
I mean, there's nothing more patriotic than AC.
No, there's not.
That's really crazy, though.
No, and I know at this point it's repetitive, but like once again, I do want to ask, why is it always like the Olympic Village giving these world class athletes at the top of their game, giving them like actually squalor to live in? And why is it always them begging for beds and air to breathe, like basic human necessities?
It's crazy. And I just want to know, like, what's the argument against AC at the Olympics? Like, I'm sure it's a terrible one, but there obviously is one.
No, the argument against AC, that is more of a cultural difference. Europe doesn't really embrace air conditioning at all.
Oh, so then Americans bring their own.
Right. Like in the same way that actually, like in European culture, like ice isn't a thing. They don't like do ice in their drinks. Like that is cultural, and that I understand. But I'm pretty sure in all cultures, like people want mattresses,
Yeah. Oh, I didn't
and like clean running water.
AC was like an us thing.
Oh, it's a big time
problem.
us thing. Yeah, like you're in Europe in the summer, and that's like, I've been seeing this joke on social media. The UK is experiencing like this crazy heat wave, and somebody on Twitter like translated, because they do Celsius, it's the equivalent of like 79 degrees. It's literally not crazy, and there are pictures of people like putting themselves in public fountains. They're so hot, and it's like, well, if you just got air conditioning, like 79 degrees would not be a big deal for you.
Wow.
So some of it is cultural, and that I understand.
Got it. Okay, so it's not like, oh, we're going to deprive you of AC. You don't deserve it. We don't want to spend the money on you, and it's bad for the environment, sort of thing.
I would argue, like, probably a lot of the delegates from countries within Europe, like, it's not a big deal for them. For Americans, they're like, no, we've trained our whole lives in air conditioning. Like, we need this. So they're bringing their own.
Okay, then it's an us problem. And when it's a you problem, you have to make accommodations for yourself. Bring your own AC.
Totally.
BYOAC.
Totally.
Okay. Are you ready for our next story?
What number?
4. I don't think you're ready.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so. You're going to want to get ready.
That's so crazy. I'm kind of like always ready.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
The 4th and 5th story are brought to you by Taylor Farms, specifically the Taylor Farms mini chopped salad kits that come in 5 delicioso flavors: Pizza Ranch, Green Goddess Ranch, Nashville Hot, Citrus Crunch, and of course the classic Caesar. So Taylor Farms is one of our favorite sponsors here. We're kind of fueled on Taylor Farms. They're a family-owned company, and their mission is to create healthy lives through fresh, delicious foods. And their mini chopped salad kits are single-serving chopped salad bags that are prepped, cleaned, and ready to enjoy. And they're made for one, so it's less food waste, and it's all great taste. Now, I know what you might be saying, like, Turdy, really you're encouraging eating salads out of a bag? Because I will say historically, like bagged salads, the vibes are musty, crusty, dusty. Doesn't, inspire freshness. Taylor Farms is out here doing it differently. First of all, crunchy, crisp, fresh ingredients. Never a brown leaf. I don't know her. The flavors are inspired. I mean, have you ever heard of a Green Goddess Ranch salad in a bag? Now you have. And the size is so perfect to always have in the house, throw in your purse, bring to work with you. You can dress it up. If you want to make it fancy, put in a bowl, maybe grill your own chicken. If you want to eat it straight out of the bag, pour all the ingredients in, you literally can do that too. And it's so delicious. So Purchase Taylor Farms mini chop salad kits wherever you like to shop. They are available at all major grocery stores. Jax, what's your favorite flavor of the Taylor Farms?
So I go through phases. Right now I'm loving the Caesar because it's just something you can really dress up, dress down, add any sort of protein. I'm really in a romaine era, but runner-up is Mediterranean Crunch for sure.
Today's episode is also brought to you by Stacked, a female-founded wellness brand that believes movement is important for a well-balanced life, and that's why they created the most innovative, versatile, and convenient fitness mat on the market. I want to say there's a lot of hype around Stacked mats, and Margot, our sister, had one, and she actually had one sent to our trip to Utah. I was like, Margot, like seriously, that's incredibly dramatic. Like I'm sure you could do it on a towel or like a regular mat. She was like, no, you don't understand. And I do want to say, like, I was wrong. I have 3 Stacked mats now. It's how I do my Soto method. It is twice as thick as a standard yoga mat. It folds section by section for extra support. It's super comfortable and it transforms into a block to act as a second piece of equipment. Super lightweight if you prefer to work out of the studio. It's easy to take with you on the go. I have 3. I keep 2 in my apartment and 1 in my friend Margot's apartment because we work out together a lot. The colors are so sick. Like I have like sort of like a sage. It's more like, it's like kind of like a pastel green. I have this sort of coral. It's so aesthetic.
I have the pink.
Everybody always actually asks me about it. Like I know I sound like a classic influencer. And I will tell you, it is different. It is better. It is just a supreme product.
Are you popping on to let us know about Stacked?
I am. It comes in 7 colors: iron, rose water, seafoam, that's what I have, dune, midnight, terracotta, that's also what I have, and moss. They also sell an all-natural cleanser spray and a carrier bag, so you can always have a clean mat with you even on the go. The founders are toasters, which is just fabulous. And of course, I discovered when I go to the Soto Method, actually, at her studio, she also has all Stacked mats. So visit shopstacked.com/toast and use code TOAST at checkout for 20% off your first purchase. That's shopstacked.com/toast, code TOAST for 20% off your first order. Today's episode is also brought to you by Liquid IV. Summer is jam-packed, the heat is no joke, and you've got to prioritize hydration. We as human beings are made up of 60 to 70% water, so when we're dehydrated, we feel it, and we feel imbalanced. You know the signs, the fogginess, the fatigue. Well, with all the drinks out there, you want hydration that works, and Liquid IV delivers extraordinary hydration with advanced science thanks to Liquid IV Hydroscience. An optimized ratio of electrolytes, vitamins, and nutrients. 1 stick of Liquid IV delivers superior hydration than water alone. It has 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks, plus 8 vitamins and nutrients, so it's hydration for endurance, mental clarity, and overall well-being. Unfortunately, can tell you firsthand, drinking water is horrible, for sure. But the way it makes you feel so much better is so unfortunate because you really got to stay on top of it. If you live an active lifestyle, or even if you don't, if you like to enjoy a cocktail every now and then, whatever your lifestyle is, you need to stay unfortunately hydrated. And Liquid IV, I'm all about time management. Liquid IV, it has 3 times the amount of hydration. So seriously, you're saving yourself time, you're saving yourself money. It is the #1 powered hydration brand in America. It has 3 times the electrolytes of a leading sports drink. And 1 stick that you pour into 16 ounces of water is going to hydrate you better than the water alone. They also now have 4 delicious sugar-free flavors: white peach, green grape, raspberry melon, and lemon lime. So turn your ordinary water into extraordinary hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com. Use the promo code TOAST at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code TOAST at liquidiv.com.
Thank you, Turt.
An absolute pleasure.
And as a thank you for that, I'm going to share some exciting news with you that I don't know if you've heard.
Is it has it broke while we were?
No, it's just I only saw when I was searching for stories. It's
that is my favorite type of story though. We've been doing the show for what now? Almost an hour. Things can happen, and maybe when I'm doing the ads, you check your phone.
I do.
To me, that's the best, most exciting story.
So it's not that, but it is news that I think you're going to be really jazzed about, which is that Eddie Murphy reveals a new Shrek movie is coming.
I did hear this.
Rats. Or shall I say
I'm still so excited.
So Eddie Murphy reveals not only that he's been working on Shrek 5, but he confirmed a donkey spinoff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear about Shrek 5. I didn't even know we were up to 5. I heard about the donkey spinoff.
Oh, okay. Well, Shrek 5, Turt. Shrek and Donkey are back. E.T. sat down with Eddie Murphy, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Kevin Bacon, and a bunch of other people about a different movie, but Murphy had some other movie news. He revealed that a new Shrek film is on the way and confirmed a donkey spinoff. He said, "We started doing Shrek 6 months ago, so Shrek is coming back. So we're doing another Shrek, and we're doing a donkey movie. There's a donkey, we have a donkey movie."
Wait, I'm obsessed with all elements of this. First of all, I knew there was Shrek and I knew there was Shrek 2. I wasn't clear on 3 and 4.
So I watched Shrek 3 because I actually did a Shrek marathon 2 years ago, so I'm pretty caught up. Shrek 2 and 3, I actually think Shrek 3 was weird. I think it was giving like, Ogre Revolution. What I don't recall is Shrek 4. Let me look it up.
I had no idea we were like at these types of numbers.
So Shrek 4 was called Shrek Forever After. Oh yeah. Oh, so Shrek's world gets turned upside down after he makes a deal with Rumpelstiltskin. So is that the revolutionary one? What was Shrek 3? King Harold suddenly croaks, Shrek learns he will have to rule far, far away unless he can find a suitable heir to the throne. Oh yeah, and then he finds cousin Artie, who's Timberlake, a teenage slacker in medieval high school. You saw that one, no?
No, I'm telling you, I've seen Shrek 2. I need a hero.
When they go meet the in-laws.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. I'm so excited that I now have 2 more Shrek movies to watch for the first time, and a third one is coming. I do want to say the best part of the Shrek movies, all of them, is hands down Donkey.
100%.
Donkey getting his own spinoff is so long overdue.
Especially because Puss got his own.
Right, and I didn't think Puss was that great.
No, Puss was great in the context and the ensemble, but I think Puss alone, he's only great as with others. He plays well with others.
He was a great addition, but he was by no means a breakout star.
He was. I understand the impulse.
It felt forced for me.
Sometimes it's too much of a good thing.
So
it's I'm sure when someone who's great on Real Housewives gets their own spinoff, and you kind of see how they're not aces in all cylinders. They were great up against lesser people.
And I imagine that was difficult for Donkey, just sort of sit by, see this newcomer come in and get his own show and his own spinoff and his own franchise. When it's always been Donkey for me, and the fact that it's happening, I'm so thrilled about. And honestly, when I really do think about the Shrek franchise, which I actually do quite a bit, I really think about how every actor who was cast in that original version of Shrek is I'm sure they wake up every day and they thank God for Shrek. It is, first of all,
I wake up every day and thank God for Shrek.
The first movie itself was retirement money for all those main people. I mean, Cameron Diaz literally never worked again until she went on, hiatus, came back and made one movie that was the best movie ever, The Other Woman, and then went back to retirement.
But you can do that. You can be selective when you
have Shrek money. Mm-hmm. I mean, Eddie Murphy, I don't think he was planning on really, doing a million movies after Shrek, but also retirement money.
Mike Myers, Donde Está?
Right. Everybody, and when you think about how much money they made versus how little work it was compared to other movies, hair, makeup, being on camera, it's literally voice. I really try not to be a jealous person, although I am in some regards, but I am deeply jealous that I was not cast as the original sort of voice of someone in Shrek, because if I was, trust and believe you wouldn't be seeing me right now.
I want to know what the biggest animated movies of all time were, because we always talk about Shrek and they don't have to work anymore, but Shrek isn't the biggest.
Well, in terms of what?
Highest grossing?
Probably Frozen.
Okay, so number 1 is The Lion King 2019. Is that?
Beyonce.
So they don't have to work.
But the thing is that remember they released that poster for Lion King? It was an ensemble of 15 people.
Yeah.
Shrek was 3 people. Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, and Eddie Murphy. They each made from that first movie.
So Frozen. So Idina Menzel and Kristen Bell and Josh Gad are separate.
Yes, but I also think times have changed and I was actually just reading this was about Inside Out. Because 2 of the main characters from Inside Out 1, Bill Hader, who played, what voice was he? I think it was Disgust. And Mindy Kaling, who did, she was Disgust, whatever. They were both big characters in the first movie, and they did not return for the second movie. And that's because there was such a pay gap. The industry is paying celebrities a lot less now because it's just making the movies too expensive. But Amy Poehler got paid, I think, $7 million for the second movie because she's the main character in Inside Out. And Bill Hader and Mindy Kaling were offered $300,000, and that just wasn't enough for them to do the movie. So they're literally not in the movie. So there is this shift in the voice acting space where celebrities are being paid less. And I think when Shrek came out, it was such a new concept, putting familiar celebrity voices into these characters that you were getting paid a lot more. I do think we've reached the peak of that and it's coming down now. And we're seeing that with Inside Out. But I do think when Shrek came out, it was sort of this sort of perfect timing once in a lifetime sort of deal.
Yeah, but same with like Toy Story, Tom Hanks.
Yes, exactly. That's a good one.
And Finding Nemo.
Yes.
Who played Nemo?
I know Ellen was the fish. Dory.
And who played Marlin the dad?
I know the voice. That's a good question. Finding Nemo voice.
Alexander Gould played Nemo. Albert Brooks played Marlin. He's probably just like enjoying his life somewhere.
Oh, Albert Brooks. Yeah, he's a classic actor.
But I also think Inside Out is more of what you said of like an ensemble cast anyway. So it's not like one person getting the whole pie.
In the first movie.
By the way, I've not seen it. So
You're
that's
so
just,
wrong for that.
That's just a vibe.
The first movie.
I will see it. I will. It's not for any reason.
The first movie is like 5 main characters. Yes, Amy Poehler as Joy like is the main one, but sadness, anger, like there are, I would say 5. Now they added 2 more characters, so it's becoming a bigger cast.
Okay. Then also Ice Age is major. Who plays that little like that Ice Age guy?
Ice Age, I like totally missed the boat on. It's like not something I care about.
You know what? Could I ask you a question? Mm-hmm. Totally switching subjects. It's something I've seen around on the internet. Mm-hmm. Oh, John Leguizamo plays Sid.
Oh, yeah.
And Ray Romano's in it.
I mean, oh my God, like was Ray Romano not rich enough?
Yeah. Does everyone not love him enough?
No, it's like enough. Like he's on he also was, got his own sitcom at a time where like getting your own sitcom, if you hit it big, like you're seriously Seinfeld money. Raymond has enough money. It's like give the job to somebody else.
Yeah.
What are you going to ask me?
What's Brat Summer?
I have no idea. It's
to do with Charlie XCX.
Yeah, Charlie XCX is the name of her album. So like colloquially, I think it's just being used as like, it's very much in like the girly and gay community. It's just like, I think it's a version of like Hot Girl Summer, like Brat Summer, like we're just like popping our pussies,
Brat Summer is about embracing an imperfect indie sleaze inspired oeuvre.
What?
Wear a rotation of slinky tank tops. Ask for what you want. Stay out late and misbehave. Step into your brat era, courtesy of Charlie XCX and her new album. Okay, so I'm not in my brat era.
No.
Oh, this is a weird quote. I feel like everybody thinks their moral compass has to be so in check all the time.
Who said that?
Charlie XCX. But sometimes it's just fun if it's not.
No, that is not a good message.
That's not a good message because you can have fun with your moral compass intact. And I think when you when your moral compass is on the fritz, maybe it could lead to some fun, but very short term. You're not going to feel good about that.
No, I don't like that at all. And I feel like also it's like of the utmost importance, no matter, what type of vibe you're going for, whether it be fun or chill, that your moral compass always remains intact.
Yeah, and then this next part of the sentence, I think she thinks supports the first part, but I agree more with the second part than the first part, and I don't think that they're related. She said, everyone's kind of a bitch sometimes, and that's okay. In the past decade or so, niceness has become a superficial commodity, and as a result, people aren't as genuine anymore. But Brat is pushing back on that norm with an alluring attitude for the season ahead. So I kind of agree that like everyone is just like so fake nice now, but like doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
But that is not to do with a moral compass.
No, I actually really don't like at all that initial quote, and I think like seriously, we need to not be spreading that sort of message.
No.
Like people are already like off their rockers. I think encouraging them to throw their moral compass out the window and just like their sense of right and wrong, I think that's a big no-no.
And I think positioning it as like your moral compass is stopping you from having fun. And this sort of like the cancellation of the moral compass.
I'm not here for it.
I'm not here for it. Like we could do all of those things and keep our compass intact.
I stand firmly with the moral compass.
That's a really bad take on her part.
It's and I hate to use this word, and I mean it in a serious way. That's like seriously damaging.
Yeah. I feel like she got carried away. Like I feel like I get what she's trying to say, which it's like
I feel like maybe she doesn't know what
to the wind.
Yeah, I feel like maybe she doesn't know what moral compass means, like what it truly means. Because for those who don't know, your moral compass is like what's inside of you that tells you like the difference between right and wrong. If we just threw our moral compasses out the window, like we would just be stabbing people in the street.
It's like it's part of your soul. Like that's like being like be soulless for the summer. No. Souls are good. Moral compasses are good. These are real things.
You can have fun while they are intact.
Yikes, bikes.
How did you just stumble upon that? Because you were looking for Brat Girl Summer?
I looked up Brat Girl Summer, and then I saw Fashion Magazine. What is Brat Summer? The Charlie XCX aesthetic explained. And then she said that really damaging quote on Las Culturistas podcast.
Damn.
Yikes, bikes.
Well, those were the past 5, right? Or do we have one more?
And I guess that harks back to her original song. I don't want to go to school. I just want to break the rules. She's been trying to tell us for a while.
That she's sort of compassless.
But like, go to school, okay? Just not college.
Go to school! Go to school!
No, we still have our 5th and final story.
Oh, okay, that's why I had like lost count. I wasn't sure if we were at
Which is a little bit of where in the world is Jennifer Lopez amid her tour cancellation and divorce pending.
I saw she was at a fashion show.
She was on a yacht last week while Ben Affleck is not on a yacht. And then she flew commercial to Paris Fashion Week. It looked like she was sitting in comfort. And of course, the headline is she flies commercial after scrapping tour, like it's giving money problems, but I don't think that that's what it is.
Okay, I need to see a picture.
It's so funny. It's like if she took a jet, she's being wasteful. And if she flies commercial, it's like, ooh, sign of the times for J-Lo.
Well, here's the thing, like, trust and believe J-Lo flew commercial and it had nothing to do with the environment. She's not one of those celebrities who even pretends, which I appreciate.
And I don't think it had anything to do with her financial status either. Like, I think...
Me neither.
It just like maybe made more sense.
But I do want to know why she's flying coach.
I mean, maybe like it was a last minute flight. Maybe she had a last minute opportunity. Not enough time to get a plane.
No, I'm sorry. Like, this is J-Lo. Like, this is
she was
actually...
just on a yacht. Like, it's not about the money.
No, it's not about the money, but I need to know what it is about. I'm actually like really shook by this photo somebody took of her like in a 3-person row.
Yeah. Economy comfort.
When do you think the last time, do you think this was the worst day of her life? Like, when do you think the last time she flew like this was?
I think she's just in a place where it's like, just pile it on. Like,
yeah, get it out of the way.
Ben didn't pick up. I think he was like arguing with a photographer, even though he was just on a piece of content with Kevin Hart, like talking about J-Lo in a positive way.
It might have been old.
That's true.
So she was flying from Naples to Paris. That's a 2-hour flight.
Like maybe she just wanted to get there and like the jet
immediately
was not fired up.
It's shocking.
Yeah.
I agree with you though. Like the tour being canceled, like it has nothing to do with her financial woes. Like you said, she just chartered a yacht that's like $250,000 for a week. She's fine financially. And I'm sure it was this sort of like last minute whatever. Maybe she really does care about the environment.
From her yacht.
It's still unbelievably jarring to see that photo. I encourage you all to just do a quick Google search. Like you have to see it in order to believe it. Because she's obviously so famous and she's like this like iconic woman, but she's also an incredibly fancy woman. You know, she has Birkin.
No, like she comes up in the list of divas if you were to search. Yes. Like Mariah Carey.
Yes, perfect. And she's also like very into glam and luxury and rich. She's got the Birkins and so it's sort of like seeing, you know, a teacher out of school. Just wrong.
Yeah, but you know that teachers do leave school.
But that's not my business.
No, yeah. So it's like, yeah, she does need to get from here to there.
Right. But how it happens is seriously not for public consumption.
But, you know, it's a busy time of year for private planes in the south of France. Like,
it's true.
Maybe she couldn't. And she was just like, if we just fly commercial, we'll get there. We'll be there already.
Yeah.
While you are fiddling around.
It's true.
So all signs are pointing towards things not being great in the Lowe Affleck household.
In the Lowe Affleck household. When I climbed into bed and saw that photo, I started feeling sad.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine how she feels with the photo out there. I think in
of course.
In her seat, she's fine. It's just a seat.
I don't actually know if she's fine. Like, imagine you haven't seriously flown anything other than private or like luxe first class in probably 30 years.
She could have driven. If she was worried about appearances, she could have worn a hat. She could have dressed low key. If she wore a hat and workout clothes and sunglasses, no one would know that was J-Lo sitting there.
They would. A plane is just close quarters, man. Like, you can't hide.
I think anyone can really like get away with being super low key.
Yeah, like maybe if she shaved her head, they'd be like, oh, that bald woman kind of looks like J-Lo if she was bald.
Okay, so she could get away with it.
Right. Well, thank you, Jackie, for the Fast Five. I enjoyed every single one of them. And I guess Brat Summer is about to kick off.
No, it's
Brat
not.
Summer, less than Swirly Summer.
How
Because
about
Swirly
this?
Summers, yes, we're patriotic. We have our moral compasses intact as well at Swirly Girl Summer.
We really do. Moral compass, soulful, patriotic summer.
Thank you guys so much for listening to the Toast Millennial Morning Show, where we deliver the Fast Five stories that you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We are also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. So at Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places where you listen to podcasts. Find us at Toast. Leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, about how stunning, and about how good talented we are.
Love ya. Bye.